Okay, so Unit 3 is all about exponents in scientific notation. Exponents I love. Scientific notation, not so much. It's not my favorite, but we'll figure it out. So they go together because an exponent is just a repeated multiplication. Okay, like when we had the last unit, we took our test. Remember having like something squared? Some of you wanted to take that number times 2, but that's not what it means. It means a number times itself. The power tells you how many times it's getting multiplied. So our basic exponent rules, there's 3. First is called the product rule because product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So here's kind of the template for it. But what's happening is if I have 6 to the 4th power, I know that that's 6 times itself 4 times. Times 6 times itself 6 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you should be able to see that 4 here and 6 here, you're really adding to, I'm like writing the answer, to get 6 to the 10th power. They're not wanting an actual answer. That would be huge, by the way. That's not 60. That's 6 times 6 is 36. 36 times 6 would be huge. That number times 6 would be huge. It would be like tens or hundreds, thousands. So that's product rule. So anytime you have a dot or an X as multiplication, you're adding the powers. Quotient rule. Quotient means you're dividing exponents. So if I have 2 to the 5th power, that means 2 times itself 5 times. Divided by just a 2. If you don't see a power, it's really to the 1st power. We're just never going to write that. Then I can look at it as 2 being divided by 2 makes 1. It cancels out. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 2's getting multiplied still on the top. So I would write 2 to the 4th power. Well, what did I do with 5 and 1? I subtracted. So think of when you're multiplying exponents, you're adding the powers. When you're dividing exponents, you're subtracting the powers. Kind of go together. Does that make sense? And then the last one is the power rule. Power because you're taking an exponent, which is already like a power thing, to another power. Oh, I forgot to put what that equals. So this is 5 to the 3rd power. This quantity, this amount is being squared. So I'm going to expand it real quick. I'm going to put that this really equals 5 to the 3rd power times itself. See how this is happening twice? Then I'm going to expand even further to have 5 to the 3rd power is 5 times 5 times 5 times another 5 times 5 times 5. So I have 6 5's getting multiplied together, so that'd be 5 to the 6th power. What did I do with the 3 and the 2? Multiplied. So you've got to get to where you understand the difference between multiplying exponents, you add the powers, versus this power to a power, you multiply. Okay, and I forgot to put this here that, so when you have a power raised to another power, you keep the base, multiply m times n. And those are the 3. So Delta Math will go through each one separately, then give you a mixed up review so that you know each one and not just memorizing them. Any questions?